So today I'm going to show you one of my newest tools, this tube bender I got right here for just over $100 off of Amazon. So normally I use this JD squared tube bender, which already has an 1.5 inch tube bending die on it. Now recently I needed to move forward and bend some 1 inch DOM tubing, but I looked into getting another die for this unit and it was almost over $300 for just one 1 inch die. So that got me looking as what I found here. This I picked up off of Amazon. Now I'll give you a link just in the description below, but this particular kit gives you the actual bender that bends a 1 inch tube, as well as the 7/8 tube, 3/4, 5/8, 9/16, 1/2 inch, and 3/8. So this comes with the bending dies for all of those sizes, as well as the following wheels that go along with those dies. So the first thing we're going to do is mount this base plate to my workbench, and then we're going to start bending some tube. Now that we have the base mounted to our surface, I can show you how the machine works. So the first thing I'm going to point out is that this bar right here is a stop for the die. So in this case, I'm just going to throw on the 1 inch die for now, and you'll see it rotates on the pedestal. However, it will come back and hit. Once it stops, we can install our DOM tubing. Now we can install the bending arm over top of this pedestal, and it already has the 1 inch following wheel installed on it. Next, load your material through the die, and you can come around here, and this is the adjustment wheel that pushes this follower into the DOM tubing. And once this is tight, we can connect the extension arm and begin bending. So unfortunately, this 1 inch DOM material with this 0.65 wall thickness was a bit much to have mounted this pedestal to the table. I wound up kept rotating my table around. So I had to bring it outside. I mounted my pedestal to my fence post, and I'll show you, we're gonna do the bend outside right now. So the tube bender bent well. This was not big enough of a handle to give me enough leverage to actually make the bend, so I wound up using my jack handle to give me the extra extension, and it went through the bend just fine. So I want to show you the bends and the control arms that I made with that material. So this is the material. This is the 1 inch DOM tubing, and it has almost an 1/8 inch wall thickness. And the DOM tubing is a structural tube that does not have a seam weld inside of it, so these are harder to bend. Now I've made about a 90-degree bend in this. This was just a cheater bend just for me to get an idea to make my control arms. As you can see, there's really no distortion all the way through this bend. There's no kinks, so it'll maintain its strength. So this bender did exactly what I needed it to do. So here's a look at that control arm I have just mocked up for the moment, but this is the same bend that I've captured here. I just transferred it over to this material to get this angle that I needed here. And up here, this is just only like a 15-20 degree bend to meet this knuckle. So next up, I have this 3/4 inch tubing, which fits perfectly in the 3/4 inch die. So we're gonna load both of these up in the bender, and we're gonna run it through a test bend. Okay, so it did a really good job of bending that material. Now we're gonna move over the dies and switch over to this 5/8 material. So here's just another look. That's the 1-inch DOM tubing. That's the strong stuff, but that held up really well. There's no distortion throughout the bend. Next up we have this 7/8 inch tube. Again, really good radius all the way around. No kinking anywhere across it. And now the 5/8 one, just as well, a lot easier to bend. Just a smooth bend radius all the way around. Okay, so lastly I'm gonna just try bending this solid round stock. Now this is just a little bit smaller than 3/8. So I'm just gonna use a 3/8 inch die and follow wheel. Did a really good job of that. So there's my review of this super cheap tube bender I found off of Amazon. Now this is a perfect addition to have in my shop next to my bigger industrial size benders, and this does a really good job in doing some light work and saved me a lot of money as opposed to buying the dies for my bigger machines. I'll leave a link in the description below where you can get one. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.